This is the Amaran 100D. It's a very powerful, very well made and affordable chip-on-board daylight balanced LED light. There's just one downside with it, and that is that it does not come with its own hard case or padded bag that you can easily transport the light on location with. I wanted to put that right, so I was on the hunt for a bag or a case for this light, something that also reflected the fact that it's not the world's most expensive light, so I didn't want to spend a small fortune on a case for it. After looking into the options, I think that this is quite possibly the best bang for buck solution you could get in terms of a bag for this light. It's affordable and it allows you to make use of the foam protection that you're already going to get when you buy the light. Keep watching, I'll tell you all about it in this clip. Hi, Carlos here from Feel Good Footage, and my channel is all about how to create better content, whether that's technique or workflow or, as in this case, equipment. I want to help you make better content. So if that sounds like a good idea, consider subscribing. This won't be a review about the Amaran 100D. There are lots of review clips out there already doing a great job about that. The point about the light is it is very powerful and it is very affordable as video lights go for the quality you are getting. I did want to mention where I bought my lights from, and I do say lights because I ended up buying two of them. I bought mine from Thomann, which is a German retailer. I bought from them before, but that was before Brexit. So I was a bit worried because you do hear these nightmare stories about stuff taking a long time to come from mainland Europe into the UK after this insanity that we've put ourselves through called Brexit. However, I think they've set up a special division that handles sales to the UK. So it was incredibly smooth. So I did want to make a point about that. So I had a fantastic experience. It was the cheapest I could find amongst major retailers. £199 I paid for the light, including free shipping and all taxes included. So I was also worried about buying from overseas, and sometimes you get handed a customs fee to take delivery of the item you've purchased, but that's all taken care of. So I bought it for £199, which was cheaper than all the mainstream UK-based retailers. A great experience with Thomann, and I would personally recommend them. As I say, I bought it once, I had it delivered within 3 days or so, and I was so happy with the light and the purchasing experience that about a week or 10 days later, I ordered another light and that came. So I've now got two Amaran 100Ds. So when the package was delivered from Germany, as I say, it came in a massive cardboard box with some paper packaging inside it. And within that box was this Aputure box. And within that was the actual light box itself. I only mention it because I'm not sure what you may receive if you buy from another retailer, but obviously I'm sure everyone will buy it and receive at least this box, which is what we'll do, which we'll be talking about in a sec. But the point of mentioning the larger box was that this had some additional foam pieces, some foam kind of sections that bulked up this box so that this was fitting flush within it. I only mention that because I'm going to make use of some of those within the bag in a second. So I was never going to keep that. I've just kept that to show you now on the clip. This is your option, obviously, if you've got the light. And I suppose you could argue, if you want to, that it's got a carry handle there, so you can take it with you. You can pack it up and take it with you on a shoot, and that's fine. One reason that was never going to appeal to me was, one, after a couple of times, these little tabs start to fray as they're going in and out, right? That makes sense. It's only cardboard, so it's not meant to last forever like that, and that really irritates me, that catching. And two, I would never want to turn up with equipment kind of so clearly kind of on display, because obviously you're going to work in somewhere ideally where you're secure and everything like that. But I just think it's a terrible idea to kind of have things in a room where perhaps you're not going to be permanently stationed, can't keep an eye on it at all times, and pretty much displaying what's inside. It's like a little shop window to someone and saying, hey, pick me up, take me and steal. So at least if you've got it within a nondescript sort of case, then there's that kind of less of a shop window. So I was never going to be happy with keeping this, as I say, for no other reason than that, but also for the fact that it's just not ideal for me to walk around with these. I wanted a better solution. That said, if you ever looked for any sort of video equipment, including cases or anything like that, the price can be astronomical. Now, the kind of gold standard for many people would be buy a Pelican case, which, well, they're obviously good, and I've used loads of them in the past with clients. Lots of clients have invested with them, and I've just taken equipment out in those. And they're great, but they're incredibly expensive. So if you think that the light's worth £200, you could very, very easily, considering the size of the case you'd need, spend much more than the value of the light on a Pelican case, right? Because they're just so expensive. In fact, that goes for most bags, you know, so it was a real struggle to think, how much do I want to spend on this? I don't really want to spend much more. I want to spend rather what in proportion to what the light is worth, because ultimately it's a good little light. I really like it. I liked it enough to buy 2 of them. But it's not worth spending a small fortune on a case for something like that, is my opinion. Perhaps you have a different view. That's your choice entirely. That was my thinking. Keep the price proportionate for the value of the light. So of course, Aputure sell lots of different lights, and this is the 300D. I'm actually lighting this clip with the 300D and the Light Dome 2, which I love. I really do love this light. I use this probably as the key light now going forward. I bought this quite recently, but one of the things I really liked about it was it comes with a dedicated case. When you buy the light, you get the case, and obviously everything fits beautifully inside it. And I've already thrown that on a plane. Well, not thrown. I've put that onto a plane for a shoot. And I'd be happy to do so again, you know, as required. It's a very strong, firm box with padded compartments, so it's absolutely perfect. But as mentioned, you can't expect that to come with a light that's much, much cheaper to buy. You know, it makes no sense for the manufacturer to include that. They'd be, you know, cannibalizing their own products if they made it part of the deal for you. So the question is, how do you get something like that at a reasonable cost? So as mentioned, I had thought, you know, priced up a Peli case, and then the pick and pull, the foam inserts that you kind of pull the little cubes out to make a perfect shape for whatever you want to put inside to protect it with the foam padding. I thought maybe that's the route I'll go down. But then it occurred to me, well, hang on, we're missing something here, because if you just look at the box, right, you've already been given the perfect inserts for your light. The inserts have already been cut to size perfectly to hold the reflector, the power lead, and obviously the light itself is just perfectly kind of protected in its little section. So why don't I just try and find a case or a bag that I can slip this entire foam section directly inside, and then I'll have something already custom fitted for the light. It's just a case of making sure the bag's big enough. So I obviously measured the box, both the exterior dimensions and the interior, which is just that fraction smaller, of course, very carefully a few times, got the measurements, and then was on the hunt to try and find a bag or a case that would contain the foam and the light as close to perfectly as possible, which was a bit of a hunt, to be honest. But I finally found somewhere that seemed to be almost perfect. The retailer was called Phase One. Well, that's the name of the retailer, but I'll put a link in the description, obviously. But the website, I think, has a different name, and they specialize in DJ equipment. Yeah, they're based in the UK. I'd never heard of them before. But one advantage of sourcing something in a DJ retailer was that the cost just generally seems to be far less. Things like musicians and DJs probably aren't going to put up with the premium that video and film guys seem to have to put up with in terms of equipment for effectively the same thing. So the product is a transit bag for a type of DJ light. From the description on the website, I could see that the dimensions were pretty close to perfect, it would seem. And here is the bag right now. As I say, I bought 2 of them at the same time. I got them 48 hours later. They've just come today, and I'm just so excited that it's a perfect fit. I wanted to kind of make this clip. So here's the bag. This one is the second one. I've already done the first. And you open it up, and it's got the dividers inside. So my only question was to ensure that those dividers could be removed, these padded kind of dividers. As I say, it's meant to be, or it's sold as, I think they're called Parcan lights. I don't know anything about them, but I think the flashy sort of lights that DJs use near their turntable at a little party or event. And you could hold up to 8 of them in there. Obviously no good to me whatsoever. I was just absolutely needed to be sure that the middle section came out. In fact, all the sections came out because I just want it empty. So I phoned them up, and the guy confirmed it on the phone, and I ordered within a minute after that. And I say, took 2 days to come, and I've got them now. But yeah, so this is all Velcro. Comes with a strap, which is pretty useful. These little padded sections I am going to keep. I could use those in another bag or in some other capacity, I'm sure. So the manufacturer of the bag is QTX. I don't know anything about them, but the point is I liked it because it's got about 10 millimeters, it's described as, of padding all around. So it's already got some padding. But do you remember the big box that I mentioned earlier that this box sat in, came delivered to me in, had these foam inserts. So these are about 2 centimeters thick. Just to give it extra padding on the bottom, I'm going to stick those in there. And then it is just a case of getting I'm just going to take out some of the stuff just so it's easier to lift up. There's the main light. I'm going to take the main light out. That makes it much lighter. I don't want to damage the foam as I'm pulling it. Okay. Look at this. Oh, it's as if it was designed to do just that. So now we have that there. That can go back in. It's got this little foam custom insert that sits on top of the light. Packaging there. This came obviously with the light. That's that. And look at this. I mean, it's snug now, but you could take one of the bottom, I mean, obviously the foam at the bottom that I've added, those foam sheets, you know, this zip would be very free afterwards, but that's almost, for me, an absolutely perfect fit. Now, I forgot to mention, I mean, you'll see it if I overlay the price, but the price of this bag, this transit bag, is £29. It's got some padding already. With the foam that the lights are now in, that's absolute, it's brilliant as far as I'm concerned. I was so excited I wanted to make this clip straight away because it's one of those things for me. I do like the equipment to be nicely protected and to sit nice and be easy to use. You can stick the strap on. So, I mean, as I say, I've had it for a day. I haven't taken it out much, but will it last forever? I don't think so. Will it do the job for me for the foreseeable future? I would hope so. I think so, yes. Because one, it's a very light package. So it's not a case of, I've had lots of soft lighting bags that get really heavy and they take a huge toll on the seams and the straps and stuff like that. This is at its full weight now. So, I mean, I couldn't tell you how much that weighs, but it's the case that it's not much. You know, you lift it up with one hand very easily. So it's not going to put enormous strain on the straps and the stitching and all things like that. I'll look after it, obviously. So hopefully I've explained to you exactly why I like this bag so much. I just think it's affordable, well made, and it's a perfect match for a great little video light. As I say, I've got no relationship whatsoever with the manufacturer or the retailer. I paid for all the products myself with my own money. I just wanted to spread the information to you and give you a thought. If you were someone like me who was asking the question, what's a great bag for the AMRAAM 100D? Well, I think I've stumbled across it. I just wanted to share that news with you. If you liked the clip, if you thought it was enjoyable, it taught you something you were interested in knowing about, please smash that like button, add a comment, throw a question to me. I try and answer those as soon as possible. And if you really like the channel, consider subscribing. In the meantime, have great times making great content.